Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to Tech Insights, cashing in on Thailand's digital economy. My name is Nuttaporn Chanchokpong, digital storyteller from True Digital Park, Southeast Asia's largest tech and startup hub. So this webinar is organized by TechNode Global. Thailand, Southeast Asia's second largest economy, is an attractive market for startups. Opportunities abound for tech companies with the launch of the Thailand 4.0 initiative, transforming the country towards a more innovative-driven economy. Thailand has approximately 52 million internet users, and it is expected to reach 61 million by 2025. Its growth prospects are already attracting interest from large global players. But how do foreign startups and SMEs break into this market? Today, we have two experts who will shine a light on Thailand's market opportunities, potential pitfalls, and available initiatives supporting foreign companies. Our first speaker today is Boonchai Limatibul, founder of Moomall. Hello, Kun Boonchai.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Sawadee ka. And our second speaker is Tyler Q, Country Manager of Alibaba Cloud Thailand.
Hello, Sawadee ka.
Hello, Sawadee ka. And unfortunately today, Pat Titi Patakun, the investment manager of 500 Tuk Tuk, couldn't join us today. But anyway, we will have a lot to talk about in terms of e-commerce, in terms of digital economy in Thailand. First of all, I will let everyone know that if you are a webinar viewers on the webinar, you are in a listen-only mode. If you have any questions, please type it in the Q&A box below your screen, and I will ask our speakers during the Q&A session. Please keep your questions short and concise. You may upvote other questions too. We will pick the most popular questions for the Q&A sessions in the last 20 minutes. All right, so let's begin with our first speaker, Boonchai Limatibul, founder of Moomall, social commerce landscape in Thailand. So let's please take it away, Boonchai.
Thank you, Kun Nuttaporn. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Boonchai. I'm actually I'm Thai, but then I was studying my master in China, and I've been in China for 15 years. I just got back to Thailand actually last year to start Moomall in Thailand because I saw the very good opportunity of social commerce, which comparing in China market and in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia at the moment, as everyone probably knows, it's the emerging market for e-commerce. For the numbers, actually, the proportion of e-commerce in China probably is it's already past 35% of the whole retails in China. But then in Thailand, at the moment, it's we only reach 5% of the whole retail. So let me go through the social commerce. Could you please go open the slide for me? Where can I find my slide actually? It's on that page. I mean,
Boonchai,
or,
you see the slide?
Yeah. Where can I see my slide? Sorry. Or should I share my screen?
It's on the screen itself, but you can share it if you can't see.
Okay.
You can actually share the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, probably I'll share the screen. It would be.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I think you're sharing it, right?
Yeah, right now it's on the popular social commerce in Southeast Asia page.
Okay. So let me go through it. So social commerce is actually to sell product or service by using social network as a channel or tools. So this probably have been around for maybe a decades because since we have Facebook, everyone try to sell stuff on Facebook. It's already considered social commerce. So in the next page, the popular social commerce in Southeast Asia. Right now, it's still stick on those popular social network platforms such as Facebook or Instagram. In Thailand, Line is very popular. In other countries, such as Indonesia, probably many people use WhatsApp to communicate with customer. But then we are not having platform in Southeast Asia, which is very popular at the moment. But comparing to the popular social commerce in China, on the slide, you can see that actually there are many kind of social commerce platform in China. For example, the first part is it's kind of group buy, or you can ask friends. I mean, you can send invitation to your friends to get more discount. For example, the first one, Pinduoduo, which is very popular these last month. I mean, these last few months, it's very popular and it's growing really fast. As the second example, or the second group of those platforms in China, for example, Yunji or Global Scanner or Beidian, it's kind of like having members to invite member, which is very similar what we are doing with Moomall right now as well. And the third one, the third group is about the content sharing, social commerce. So people will share their story, but then it's also linked to the product that they tie in, kind of like tie in, which Xiaohongshu in China, or it's called Red. It's very popular in China. So it's kind of like content based, where people share the contents and then it can link to the product that they review. And why starting social commerce in Thailand? As I mentioned, so Southeast Asia is still a very fast-growing e-commerce opportunity in the whole Asian, right? Because China is very competitive. So there are many ventures or many capitals that would like to invest in Southeast Asian country. And in Thailand, except for China, for all over the world, actually social commerce account for 40% of e-commerce transaction in Thailand. And it's also the largest percentage in the world, comparing to other countries as I show on the slide. But the transactions still happen on those popular social media. As you can see in the next slide, actually in Thailand, online ad spending, Thailand have roughly about 17 million population. Online ad spending in Thailand is growing. Right now, the whole online ad spending accounts of about 20% of the whole ad spending in Thailand. But those 20% is growing, and it for last year it was about 630 million US dollars, mainly on social media. And as we can see, for the market share, two biggest ad spending platform are Facebook and YouTube for last year, which account for almost 50%. But only 10% of those spending circulate in Thailand. Others are actually spending to those social platforms, social network, which are not Thailand based. I probably can give you some numbers, like Lazada and Shopee. They probably the top spender of the ad spending in Facebook. And what if we have the new solution? Please go to the next slide. Yeah. This on the left part, as you can see, when we spend those boosting, I mean, for example, in Facebook, we spend the budget on our ad to boost our advertisement. Actually, we pay first, and then we have to wait and then see of the conversion rate. Maybe we do the A/B test or whatever, but then we actually don't know the revenue or the return on investment that we spend on the advertisement. We probably have the rough number from what we have done before, but if we can do it like performance based, so we pay proportionally according to the revenue that we can sell, which I think it would be better for everyone that are selling products. Please go to the next slide. So this is a concept of Moomall. Why Moomall, right? As we can see, the mass media before, if we want to sell something, so we spend budget on ad spending. We spend our marketing budget on ad spending. We used to do it through mass media, which is not targeted audience at all. And then at the moment, it's very popular to spend on those social network, which they can target, that we can target on our audience. For example, the gender, which city do they live, right? And what are those people's interests. But for Moomall, we act as a tools, or we act as a distribution channel to let seller spend their marketing budget through the purchase. Through the consumer themselves. So for our members, at the moment we just opened our application for around 4 months, and right now we have 100,000 users, and then we have the members that we call them pacer, who can share the link and then they can gain the marketing fee. So we have around 25,000 of them, which is growing really fast. So we act as a platform to distribute the marketing fee to those members, which we call them pacer. So, for example, this is what in the next slide you can see the example of the mechanism that we're using, right? So we use the social media as a tool, which our members can share their links or can invite friends or the people they know to come into our platform to purchase. But we use the network marketing as a distribution method of the marketing fee. So, for example, if product A retail price is 1,000 Thai baht, let's say the margin is 30% to do the marketing, and then we maybe have to deduct the operation cost of 100 baht. So marketing budget would be 200 Thai baht. Basically, we just divide the marketing budget into small amount, and then we have the network marketing, which people can invite people, and then they still connect to each other. And then, as you can see on the left bottom sides, the 200 baht, it will be distributed to the people who invite him into to purchase in our platform. So actually, for the first one on the top, he can get rebate of 1,500 Thai baht, which he actually only spent 1,000 Thai baht. And Moomall actually, please go to this next slide. Moomall is building the ecosystem right now. We have 10 categories of products, and then we also have the service as well. Right now, we partner with many top restaurant and then service in Thailand. For example, the Pizza Hut is also, you can also buy Pizza Hut on the voucher of Pizza Hut on our platform, or many other famous restaurants, and also the auto care, and there's also the health and beauty care, beauty clinic as well in our platform. And this is roughly about, in the next slide you can see this is interface of our application. So I think Moomall is one of very few platforms that are doing social commerce in Thailand, which we are doing as a platform, not selling in those famous social network platform. So I think it's a very good opportunity to invest in Thailand at the moment, because as I mentioned, right now Thailand only e-commerce only account for 5%, and in these years, people use to get used to buy stuff from social media. So I think it would be a very good opportunity to do the social commerce in Thailand. Yeah. Thank you. That is.
Thank you.
At the end.
Thank you, Khun Boonchai, for that insight. I'm wondering, before we go to Q&A, just
Sure.
I have this question from me myself in terms of demographic. Who are actually the social commerce users? In terms of women, men, what age?
Okay, in our platform, it's actually half, 50% men and 50% women.
Oh,
Yeah.
because like in my thinking, I think like mostly women will be the ones like using a lot of social media, buying stuff online. But anyway, that is very interesting.
Yeah, and for us, it's even more interesting. Our profile, I mean, user profile, the average age of people that buying through Moomall, we have average age of 44, which is very high. Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting indeed. So actually, some older generation do a lot of e-commerce.
Right.
Okay, now moving on to our second speaker. So Tyler, country manager from Alibaba Cloud Thailand, will tell us about building a reliable infrastructure to connect Thailand and Southeast Asia. Tyler, please take it away.
Yes, hello everybody. Sawadee krap. I'm Tyler. So I came to Thailand last year. So today I will share you a little bit about the technical side, how you can build a stable business, not only in Thailand, but also in the whole Southeast Asia. I need to apologize. My sharing is a little bit technical, but I think as a business owner or even you are focused on business side, to know technical a little bit is better for your business, because if you are a small business or startup, technical is always a cost center. You always think about how to reduce the cost of your IT or your infrastructure cost, right? So, but when you grow up, when you become the big company, big giant, you don't want the technical part be your bottleneck. So, to have a knowledge of technical can give you lower your risk, and then maybe can benefit your business even from the starting point. So here I listed some key and easy to understand challenge for business when you expand. The first is latency. I think it's extremely important for 2C business or online business. There's a report said that if everyone open a page that the latency is more than 5 seconds, more than 60% of people will left. It means that sometimes we spend a lot of money on the marketing and then drive leads. We take care of we want to see a high conversion rate, etc. But you don't know, maybe just because your page is slow, then your marketing budget is a waste because people just left. So building a network, low latency network is extremely important for online business. That's why in the few later page, I will share with you how using cloud can help on that. The second one is elastic for infra, because I think everybody feel, especially this year, many good business, they invest a lot in the infrastructure, but when the COVID-19 come, the business going bad, but they still need to pay the same money for the infra. So how to do a infra that grew with your business when your business grow, but cut when your business is bad, is also extremely important. The third one is cyber attack. I think for online business, it's more easier to get attacked by the cyber attack. Actually, now cyber attack is a very mature industry. Take an example. Last I think 1 month before, the most famous GPS provider, watch provider, Garmin, they got ransomware, and then they have to pay several $1 million to resolve this issue. And I heard several, friends in Thailand, they got blackmailed, and then their server just, got attacked, and then the bad guy asked them for like not that much, maybe few hundred thousand Thai baht to release them. So as a small business or even big business, cyber attack is always a way, like you buy your insurance. You never want that happen. Once this happens, for example, if you provide a game to customer, even 10 seconds or 1 minute stop on your server, on your service, you will lose a lot of customer. So you have to pay the bad guy. The last one is not only in Thailand. For example, if you want to expand your business from Thailand to other region like Indonesia, Malaysia, or from other region to China, the local procurement and of your infrastructure and local payment is also a thing that you need to consider, and also sometimes it's also a challenge. Because take an example for now, people cannot even go overseas or come back to Thailand. So how you can purchase the equipment, how you can do the local payment is also a headache. Next page. Yeah. So for the first, this is the four things that cloud or Alibaba Cloud can help. The first is as Southeast Asia is a strategic market for Alibaba Group and Alibaba Cloud. We have done many investments in the fundamental infrastructure in Southeast Asia. For example, we have data centers in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and we have network POP and CDN in Thailand, so that it covers the major countries in Southeast Asia. So one-stop solution, you can easily expand your business to Southeast Asia and even China, and through this stable cross-border network solution. And then all this latency is service level agreement guaranteed. The second one is different from the traditional hardware infrastructure. Cloud can always support pay-as-you-go, meaning that you pay how much you use. For example, if you are online shopping festival, because you do you are e-commerce platform, many of the time you do online shopping festival. In the online shopping festival, there's maybe 10 times or 50 times more than the traffic than normal. So you need to extend your servers, your network in real time. But after the shopping festival, it goes to normal. So by a pay-as-you-go billing model, you can easily elastically expand or reduce your costs on IT. And most of the time, it's automatically. You don't even need to care about the elasticity. The third one is the security. Like I take one example, AirAsia. Because Alibaba Cloud have the anti-DDoS scrimmage center in Malaysia, and then AirAsia uses scrimmage center to protect them from the DDoS attack. So every time if there's a bad guy using using some technical to take their bandwidth, it always goes through our scrimmage center first, and we scrimming the bad, filter out the bad traffic and only leave the good traffic to their server. So mean that it can protect them when the bad guy attacks them. So not just anti-DDoS, there's many security product that we can provide, and it is the same security product that we use for Alipay, Tmall, and Taobao, etc. So it's all developed by Alibaba itself, and many of the scenario that you will face is the problem or scenario that Taobao and Tmall facing every day. So the last one is for all the countries I mentioned just now, we all have local team and local partner that can help customer to do a local payment to resolve their payment issue. So those are some ways that we resolve the challenge. Next page. Yeah, if you have any question, please raise raise your question. Then the following pages is just more detail. I mean, go more quicker. So this is a map of the Alibaba Cloud, especially in Southeast Asia. As you can see, we have the #1 largest data center ownership in APAC. Data centers in, I'm sure that's many business now in Thailand are considering Southeast Asia as one single region. Sometimes we even from the one day of your business, you are considering to have a multi-country business. That's Alibaba can cover most of the countries in Southeast Asia and even North Asia and China. Next page. This is some detailed numbers. I mean, not going very detailed, but as you can see, in every respect, every aspect, Alibaba Cloud has more infrastructure than any other provider. Next page. This is some architecture of the network. I think if you are technical, it's very easy to understand. If you have a question, you can ask in the Zoom. I'm not going very detailed. Basically, for mobile app provider or for enterprise that have several branches in different country, we all have different solution, especially network solution to guarantee a stable network access to your servers and content. Next page. This one, I'll skip this one. Yeah. The next part is CDN. I think every one of you use TikTok, or many of you have watched the Lazada live streaming, right? So this kind of, especially for video content products or platform, it consumes a huge amount of traffic. I think when you talk about words, it's relatively easy, but when your platform have a lot of image or even have video, that will consume a lot of traffic. By leverage the resource of CDN, you can actually, your end user can access the content that's stored in the CDN node that's most close to them. So every time when they access to your content, they just access to the most closest CDN node. Alibaba have 9 CDN nodes in Thailand, and the performance is even better than Akamai. That's why when you watch Lazada live streaming, it's very fluently, smoothly, because leverage a lot of Alibaba CDN and video transcoding technologies. Next one, and also skip this one, same content. Yeah, I think I already explained how we resolve this in the previous page. Next one, yeah. I think that's briefly my introduction today. And then I also prepare something for you guys. First is we have a DingTalk community, Southeast Asia. You can always welcome to join. And then we share a lot of case study and then knowledge sharing in this DingTalk group. And also, if you have any question further, you can always contact me. I am always happy to meet different people and sharing ideas and learn from each other. Yeah, that's all. Can you go back? Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler. So right now is a Q&A session. So just if anyone have questions, I see. So if you have questions, you can type it in the Q&A down below. I see a lot of questions here right now. Let's go with some of the questions that got votes. You can also upvote questions, the existing questions. So I'll pick the ones that get the most votes. So let's ask Boonchai. Boonchai right now, I'm gonna ask, sure. Ask you about the your presentation. So is this about your concept, is this similar to the e-commerce cashback model?
Actually, it's similar, but then we have bind the members in many levels. So, for example, it's actually maybe a little bit sensitive for many people, right? I mean, many people consider it like the multi-level marketing, but it's actually used that concept, which is very popular in China. And right now, what I just mentioned, that it's not comparing to Shopback, but then the commission that we get, actually we distribute it to the people that invite us into the platform. So, for example, if I invite a member A, and then member A purchase, I'll get commission. And then if member A invite member B, when member B purchase, member A will get commission, and then I'll get commission as well. The concept is kind of like, as I just mentioned, it's kind of like multi-level marketing, but then the product that we are selling, we are not selling the house brand, we sell everything. As I just mentioned, we sell like iPhone, we sell G-Shock, we sell a voucher for restaurants, very popular restaurant in Thailand. Yeah.
Okay, the second question would be still for Boonchai. So, yes, with the Thai baht being restricted currency, would you be able to provide insights as how international merchants selling in Thailand are able to receive payments in their foreign bank accounts?
I'm not sure what's happened, I mean, in Thailand at the moment, but then for us, we actually have partnered with some of the seller abroad, right? We have sellers from Hong Kong, and then we will be the one who settle the payment. We act as a platform, and then we settle the payment to our supplier, the seller, in Hong Kong. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. For Tyler, a question from the audience. You mentioned about connecting clients to payment partners. Are you referring to the banks, which are some of the banks in Southeast Asia Alibaba Cloud is working closely with?
Okay, so when I say partner, it's not payment partner. So if you take a look at all the public cloud provider, if you want to purchase the products, you need to band your credit card or PayPal to pay to, for example, US dollars or Singapore dollars, etc. But for us, if customer don't have this kind of or don't prefer this kind of payment, we can, every country, we also have our local reseller distributor that can, just need to pay to them, and then they will be the one that pay us. So you will have for example, Thailand invoice, you would pay by Thai currency, Thai baht, is okay. Mm-hmm. That's what I mean, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And is Alibaba Cloud Thailand Connect for startups only?
No, definitely not. Because why I keep saying startup, because I thought the mainly of the participant is startup, but cloud is for everybody. Cloud for individual, for startup, for enterprise, for MNC, and even for government.
So, yeah, I'm actually also the customer for Alibaba Cloud.
Yes,
that's great. For Boonchai, will Moomall consider expanding to other advanced markets such as Vietnam or?
Yes, of course. We planning to do that at the third quarter of next year. Mm-hmm. That is in our pipeline. I mean, in our plan. Yeah.
Right now, in what countries are you in?
Only at the moment, only Thailand, because we want to adjust the model to be fit with Southeast Asia country. Actually, this concept that I just mentioned as a platform, we can compare it to Yunji in China, which also IPO. It's a listed company in NASDAQ as well. They use the same concept in China, but then in China, there is some restriction that they cannot do something in China. But then in Southeast Asia, there's others landscape of law and regulations, which we can make it fit into the culture and also the law and regulation in Thailand. And I think the model in Thailand would be a prototype model to copy into other countries. Yes.
Okay. And what do you think are the barriers to social commerce growth at the moment?
At the moment, I think because people are still used to buy stuff from, for example, in Thailand, it's still very backdates, right? They'll still, Thai people will know CF, which means confirm. When people do the live stream in Facebook, and then people will just type CF with the admin, and then they will transfer the money through bank, and then they'll send the slip to the Facebook Messenger. So that is what people are used to right now. Actually, the main barrier is how to change people behavior.
Yeah. Thai people, I see a lot of my friends are like watching live, people selling stuff live.
Yeah.
It's something that if people in the Western world will not quite understand, like you were waiting for like watch a video, watch live to buy something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another question for you. So how has online shopping changed over the years in Thailand?
In Thailand, recently, it's actually changed a lot because three things, I think. First of all, the infrastructure mainly is about are the payment and the logistic, which right now payment mainly bank started the year before. One of the famous bank, SCB, they lift up the fee. Before 2 years ago in Thailand, when we transfer to different banks, we still need to pay the transaction fee. But right now it's all free. So I think for the payment, it makes people can just make decision easier. And then there are also many wallet, the e-wallet, where people can top up or can bind the credit card to the wallet and then pay it easier. The second thing that I just mentioned is about logistic. Actually, Thai logistic right now is very competitive because many Chinese logistic company come and compete into Thailand market. And I think there's also very similar to other Southeast Asian country, many many Chinese companies also expand into many countries in Southeast Asia. The last thing is that the investment right now, because China is quite saturated for e-commerce, as I just mentioned, it's reached around 35 to 40% of the whole retail in China, and I think that is also almost the ceiling in China. So that's why many e-commerce companies such as Lazada or Shopee, which is backed by Tencent, right? So they expand into Thailand, and then they spend a lot of money. They change people behavior. So that makes people change the way they shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And talk about social commerce niche. How has the social commerce niche changed since its origins with people selling stuff on Instagram or Facebook?
As I shown in my slide, right? Actually, social commerce, if we if we include everything, such as the transaction on Facebook or Line, it's it's not considered niche anymore. It's account for 40% of the whole online transaction in Thailand. And I think it's about transferring those outdated transactions. I mean, the way people transfer money or the way people buy stuff, change it into platform that would make the platform grows, right? I mean, the social commerce, which really focus on having products in there, and then also provide some content.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So where is e-commerce in Thailand heading next?
I think it's e-commerce is not a trend anymore, because I stayed in China for 15 years. I see where when Taobao just started, right, 15 years ago, and then right now it's everything is like e-commerce, everything is online. So I think it's the new needs of people. It's not just a trend. So it will keep growing as long as people still have to buy things. It will keep growing. But anyway, the offline experience is it's also very important, because in China there are some business that have changed into like the experience store instead of selling stuff. So I think in Thailand and Southeast Asia would gradually change into that direction as well.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, can I ask the same question? Where do you think the e-commerce in Thailand is heading? Oh, Tyler, your mic is off.
I totally agree. That's I keep noting. So in China, I think even the e-commerce is very popular in China, but the whole retail in China, e-commerce only take 20%. So there's still 80% that happens in offline. That's why, like a few years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, Alibaba has announced to have the new retail. But the core of new retail is how to combine the convenience of online with the experience on offline together. That's why when Boonchai said there's some experience store, because the only thing or the most important thing that's missing in online is experience. That's why using the data, using the data integration, and then the business insight of your consumer, etc. And combine online and offline is a new trend, and I think it will happen in Thailand within these 2 years.
For you again, Tyler, another question. Will Thailand grow to become a hub, or does Singapore with Lazada, Shopee, Grab, etc. have a monopoly on that?
I don't think so. Maybe because I'm, no one can foresee the future, right? But if there's the topic we are discussed about, like e-commerce, fintech, logistic, because everything, if it's already proved in other country, then every big corporate in Thailand will also do that. For example, now there's no giant payment gateway in Thailand because every bank are doing that. I don't think there will be a Alipay or the WeChat Pay in Thailand. So I personally don't think so. But at the same time, Thailand market, I just did a sharing yesterday. I believe Thailand, compared with other country, the internet users amount, the readiness of the talent, I think Thailand has the best chance to become the best one in Southeast Asia.
Mm-hmm. That's very great idea. So for the audience, if you have any more questions, please send the question in the Q&A. Just type it in. As of now, do you have any more suggestions to the audience, Tyler?
Actually, no now.
As COVID-19 crisis happened, what do you see changes Yeah.
I tell you a story. Actually, not just Alibaba Cloud. Alibaba Group has many programs that support the Thailand startup. We have a Alibaba entrepreneur training program, and then I specifically joined the program to talk with the entrepreneur, the startup. I say some of them are even more happier. Some of them is very, influenced very badly because of the COVID-19. So I think it's good and bad. Some business, they grow a lot, 3 times or even 5 times than before COVID-19. So I think COVID-19 gave everybody a lesson that we need to prepare every time for the, for the future that that we cannot foresee.
Mm-hmm. Boonchai, I want to ask you about COVID-19 as well. Yeah. So how has this affected your business negatively, positively, and what should we do in the future?
Okay. Actually, mostly for online business, I think it's positively affect our business. But then what we are trying to head towards for our company is that we are not thinking when COVID-19 will be solved. We try to think that COVID-19 will be with us for the rest of our life. And we think that way because after COVID-19, it maybe have COVID like 2021, whatever, right? So as I have just mentioned about the user that for our platform, right? I think we are looking into how to change a behavior of people and then how to make that behavior change permanently. That is what we try to do. And I think we have successfully changed some of those I mean, older age people to buy online. For our customer service, many of them have received the call of how can I use the what is CVV number? How can I use credit card to pay? And then I think we have many first-timer purchaser of online purchase in our platform, and then we try our best to make that, to change that, and then to have them change their life into more online base. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I think that is a wrap for today. Thank you everyone for attending our webinar. And if you have any questions or want to connect, you can go to TechNode Global. They have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. So thank you, Tyler Q and Boonchai for joining this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.